What's happening, Kai Greene?
What's going on, Vlad?
So big news. You're going to be at the Arnold Classic.
Did you hear that?
News. But not as a competitor.
Yeah. Yes. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah, you're doing something different.
Well, absolutely. And I definitely haven't been dieting. So
You look great, though.
Oh, thank you. I love my clothes. My clothes look good on me. Actually,
So-
make me look better.
Live stream.
Yes.
You hosting.
Yes.
You and Flex Wheeler.
That's right. The legend.
The legend, yeah.
The legend, Flex Wheeler. This is my first time that I get a chance to actually do some work on camera with the legend of his magnitude. That's really awesome. There's a little boy in me, fan and enthusiast of the sport that is very, very, very welcoming and excited about that opportunity. Thank you, Generation Iron.
For sure. I'm excited because I think it's for the first time actual bodybuilders hosting the live stream. You guys are the main hosts, which is exciting, I think.
That's what's up. Let's hear it for
Bodybuilders.
breakthroughs and wonderful opportunity with limitless possibilities.
So what can people expect? So just briefly, tell me what can they expect from you two? What's going to be different this year? What do you think?
Hey, you know what? I am looking forward, very much looking forward to the opportunity to, be in front of the camera a little bit and get a chance to try to do a good job and, interact with Flex Wheeler, the legend of the sport. This is a really, really interesting time in our sport because there's so much change and so many new reasons to be very excited about what we're about to see. So 2017, I expect to be a really incredible year for fans and enthusiasts of the sport, and I am excited to see myself, and I'm very, very, very thankful for being able to be a part of this experience with Generation Iron.
So I want to talk about the lineup this year. A lot of people, a lot of bodybuilding enthusiasts saying that it's a weak lineup this year. I want to ask your opinion.
Wow. Well, I don't know about a weak lineup. That's probably one of the more dynamic and action-packed lineups we've gotten a chance to see in a long time. Even though you have the reigning Mr. Olympia of the 212 not participating in this event, you still have some very, very strong power hitters, in that lineup, and it's going to be really, really exciting to see how this thing actually goes down.
I want to give some, just bring up some names basically for you to react to. But, ultimately we have, I'm not going to say every name, but I want to get your opinion on some of these guys. Obviously we have David Henry.
David Henry.
One of a great bodybuilder, one of the legends.
Incredible bodybuilder. Yeah. And one of those guys that just have action-packed with muscle, from the toe up to the flow up, from the flow up all the way up. This guy is just really, really worth his weight in muscle. He packs on more muscle per square inch than a lot of the guys, in the heavier open class. So he is definitely somebody to watch and has been for more than a decade.
Very dangerous opponent, I think. Now, of course, we have Jose Raymond.
Raymond.
Who won Arnold Classic before.
Yes.
We have Hidetori Yamagishi, last year's champion. Quincy Winkler.
Who? Quincy Winkler?
Ruli's brother.
Is that who that is?
That's who that is.
Wow. Let's hear it for keeping it in the family.
I haven't heard much from him in bodybuilding in a while. I think he was doing smaller shows, but this is a big show for him.
Yeah, well, he's spent some time growing. You know what? I'm excited to see what he brings to the stage. I know he's been competing for quite some time on the lower level of the sport.
Different smaller shows, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what new package he's prepared to bring, particularly this year, 2017 Arnold Classic. This is really going to be something to watch.
I think this has to be his time to really show and prove. I think his mind wasn't fully in bodybuilding. I think he was doing other things outside of bodybuilding. I think this is a platform for him to finally show the world what he can do.
Well, he's obviously made all the right steps to get to this point.
Now we have one of your boys in the show, Kyung Won Kang, and you know him as
Dr. Kang, my boy, dynamic muscle. Oh my God, I can't say more exciting things about him. I can't wait to see him on stage. I'm very proud of him. He's going to do great.
He's huge. He's huge, and he's from Korea and has been doing amazing things.
Yeah, he's representing South Korea. Monster Zim, dynamic muscle, really, really awesome competitor, a great athlete. He actually, has been really, really working for quite some time. This is this is a really breakthrough year for him, and just very excited to see these things come together. I really wish him well. I'm looking forward to seeing him do really good things.
Now, lastly, we have Ahmad Ashkanani from Kuwait, from the Oxygen crew. They've been doing major things. It seems like that crew is really expanding, and a lot of Americans going there.
Yeah.
They train over in Kuwait. You've been there before.
Yeah, but not like that though.
Not like that. No.
They've really gotten a chance to really develop something amazing over there.
Right.
They've done so much growing, so much.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, you know what? I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. Short bodybuilder, but packed very densely packed muscle, and hungry. Very, very hungry. The Middle East, believe it or not, has a tremendous amount of bodybuilding talent that is just all over the place. It's really going to be very interesting to see what happens, not just this year, but in the coming 5 years, with the talent that they have coming out of their camps there. It's just really, really exciting.
And then lastly, I'm going to mention Guy Sistorino, another great competitor from New York.
Absolutely. New York, born and bred, hometown boy. A lot of respect for him. He's probably the hardest, working athlete that I've gotten a chance to see, other than myself. No, but man, he's really a hard worker, and his physique has improved so much. He's put on so much muscle in the last 7 years. It would really be just awesome to see him step into his greatness this year. I think this is definitely a good time for him. I'm excited to see what he does.
So Kai, I saw you recently having a debate on East Coast Mecca with Steve Weinberger.
Oh yeah, remember that? Wow.
It was a great debate, and kind of going back and forth on what's going to be more popular, bodybuilding or the classic bodybuilding. But it seems as of now the open division is still, brings in the most attention.
With good reason.
Of course. So open division, Arnold Classic. People are saying it's a weaker lineup than usual. That's what I keep hearing everywhere. I mean,
I've heard people say that, at different other times with different other shows, and I find it very, very difficult at times. I struggle with that only because, this is the biggest show of the season, and it's very early in the season. A lot of times for a lot of the athletes to get ready and be firing on all cylinders for the earlier shows in the season, it requires a lot of prep work to be done, even when other people are with their families celebrating the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. I think that becomes one of those things that have to be sacrificed. And I think the industry is in the midst of a whole lot of changing, and there was another time when people might not have known that the Arnold was such a show to hold to such a high regard, and such high esteem. So, there's a lot of room for, a misinterpretation of the significance of what an event like this means. That said, I think that a lot of times people are more prone to accept the idea of the Super Bowl experience being later on in the season, and that's really, not been my experience. It's not been the case. So with that said, people may say that because they also are not getting a chance to see some of the athletes that they really expect to see, because they may wait to compete in the later shows of the season. But this is by no means, I think, a weak show, nor do I think it's a weak lineup. You have a number of big names that are going into this event. You had the runner-up from the last year, and that's Cedric McMillan. Fouad Abiad gets better every year. I think that, if you see him in the off season, or if you've gotten a chance to see him in the gym or doing some of the touring during the off season, he's just a monster. So it's really interesting and exciting, I think, to see an opportunity for a guy like that to step up and bring an amazing package. these kinds of guys make the show. You got a gentleman representing Redcon, Dallas McCarver, younger bodybuilder, but tremendous gobs of muscle. I think he represents one of the newer breed of bodybuilders, of some of the mass monsters of the present day.
He's the favorite to win, I think. That's what people are saying.
Well, I really wouldn't. I think a guy like that makes the show exciting. New blood, but new blood that's hungry and has managed to put together the right supports behind the scenes and has continually been working. When you see the work effort, put forward by guys like Dallas McCarver, you just mentioned, or the guy Cicerino, you really are talking about something that would really make it very clear how much of a slap in the face it is to hear a layperson on the sideline and say, oh, well, any event that they're going to be competing in is going to be a weak show. It's absolutely unfair and impossible because these men work, live, and breathe to take advantage of a moment like this. This is, their Super Bowl. And they're not taking it lightly, so they've made the sacrifices and they are continuing to make those sacrifices to come in there and just give an extraordinary show. And we benefit from being able to, from the fact that they do that. So, yeah, Lionel Bianchi.
Oh, yeah, that's your replacement.
Whoa, officially on record. I didn't say it, he did. But, yeah,
he's great.
You've hurt my feelings. I'm gonna have to do a movie now because no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, and an incredible competitor. We've gotten a chance to see him, do some growing. I remember talking with him some years back, when he was signed to Flex, when he was first signed to Flex, back when Alan Donnelly was still around and in charge, and he had an incredible amount of potential then. It's just really, really interesting to see what's going to happen when he starts to step into his own. Believe it or not, Lionel Bianchi is training with my coach, George Farah. Shout out to George Farah. Got to give a lot of love to George Farah.
Absolutely. Now, I'm very excited about Juan Morel coming back because he took, I think, almost a year off, actually. And he made a statement, I think, last year when he's taking a year off. I think it was after New York Pro. So it's actually excited to see him come back.
Oh man, but he's one of those guys that have been continuing to improve his game. He's been just steadily coming up. Tremendous muscle in his upper body. His legs are just continuing to improve. He's just a really, really, really something to watch. He just works. He really works. He's a working. He's just a really bodybuilder's bodybuilder, and anybody who's getting a chance to get out to Steve Weinberger's gym in Syosset,
he's there.
He's there all the time. You will see him. He's a fixture in that gym, not just hanging out, but he is working on his process to improve. I am excited to see what his package looks like this year. I think he's expecting to do some really, really good things, and I think if you're looking out, you will definitely be surprised. He's one of those guys that I admire, because of his work ethic, and believe it or not, he really, really is working from a lot of different angles. He's one of those guys that really cannot be outworked. You really bite off more than you can chew when you think about, I'm going to outwork that guy. That guy is like a Branch Warren, just some of these workhorse guys that, so it's exciting to see when a guy like that is coming in. You can't look at a lineup with a name like, Juan Morel on it and think, oh, well, this is going to be a weak show. No, name after name, when you understand what each of these guys represent in the work effort, it's reason to be excited, and I'm excited about 2017's Arnold Classic.
What was your most memorable moment about last year's Arnold, you being there competing?
My most memorable moment? Oh man, there's so many of them. So man, it's crazy. Most memorable. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them.
Was it just a special for you to win that time, and versus your first time winning Arnold Classic? Did it still feel special for you to get that title?
Absolutely. I think the very first Arnold Classic title you won, there's this sigh of I couldn't do it. Mm-hmm. You know, it's one thing to think about. It's one thing to prophesize that you can. It's one thing to talk about it, you know, but it's something else to get there and to get on the other side and to prove that everything that you were working towards as you believed were right, you know. So it's that aha moment. So yeah, to answer your question, absolutely. I think the last Arnold Classic that my team and I were able to win was definitely just as moving behind the scenes then as the first, if not more.
The pop walls, Temp Rogers, the hot boy, it's the fat boy. Skinny ties, don't envy mine. It was still moving. Yeah.